How to quickly get started with your research using AI. I'm going to be using 5 different AI platforms to demonstrate how you can actually start your research. This is not just a quick start of your research. This is the right way to start your research. So I'm going to be using an example in my field, ergonomics, so that I can verify the information it's providing. A lot of time, as you know, that this AI platform can hallucinate, it provides wrong information. So before I recommend something for my students, I have to verify that. So I'm going to be using a very simple example. Say I asked ChatGPT, hey, give me a structure for back pain, workplace, and ergonomics. And I read the structure. It is actually great. This is what you need to know, what you need to know, and also what you need to include in your research. It gives you a very nice structure. You can dig into each of this particular area, try to kind of update yourself. For example, let's say you need to learn how to do a cross-sectional survey or longitudinal study. You need to know some kind of statistical stuff. So this is just a very nice structure. I asked the same question in Claude. It gave me about the similar structure. It's a little bit more detailed than ChatGPT. Microsoft Copilot also gave me their structure. Now, any of these structure I can actually take as it is and start my research. I really don't have to modify anything in terms of structure. So the Grok, any of this AI platform I ask, it gives me a very nice structure. So there is nothing wrong with any of them. Of course, you can read all of them and then kind of combine. So when you get information from 5 different sources, for example, this 5 different AI platform, your brain will get 5 different inputs. So it will have a better structure, actually, more like a human better structure than this AI platform. So you can use them as a brainstorming tool. You're getting actually 5 different inputs, and then you process that, create a very nice structure. In the next prompt, I ask, hey, can you develop a 5-page lit review on using only journal reference, nothing else? And I also say, can you also develop a method with 50 workers in a workplace? I have access to them, and then access to 50 workers, and I can observe them over the years. So develop a method for that scenario as well. And then say, yes, I can do that. And it did develop a 5-page introduction for me. And I read that. It is actually awesome. It hits all the great papers. Mostly it uses review paper, which I really amazed, because if I'm starting new research, it is more, for me, it's more important to look at the reviews paper. If you look at this, I actually verify each of those paper later, like, is it just some kind of, does it really exist? All those paper exist. All of those are high quality journal paper. So it is not just, there is nowhere near what people think that is hallucinating. It is real. So this is a very nice quality. I wouldn't use that exactly as it is lit review. Like I said, this is just a start of your research. So this is just to educate yourself in that area. So the lit review develop is not just for, I would say, we're not going to use as it is for your research. There is another video I'll be showing. There are specific AI tools for literature review. So you're not going to use any of this in your literature review. This is just to quickly start it with. So it will give you a 5-page overview of what's going on in the field. And then it also develop a method. This is what you need to collect your data. And I found this is amazing. This is a textbook ergonomics method. The reason why it's so good, because it's reading many of those different sources, and it actually combine all of those sources and give you a very nice high quality method. Of course, you're going to, for example, this one, it talks about repeated measure and random trial. I was amazed by this particular section, because this is a typical textbook information that you need to understand to kind of begin with your methodology. And I have a textbook in design of experiment wrote about 6 years ago in chapter 12, mix factor, repeated measure design. It's probably exact same paragraph. It copied probably from there. It looks like it's copied from there. So it is just so textbook, so nicely done. And then I checked this paper. It was actually used in a paper published in 2023. So, you know, Statistics is different in different fields. You have business statistics, you have engineering statistics, you have social science statistics, you have medical statistics, you have biology statistics. In fact, statistics actually developed from the field of biology. The father of statistics, Fisher, is actually from biology. So statistics is different in different fields. So it did not cite just a stat paper, it cited a paper on ergonomics, longitudinal studies, and that's where it got that information, which is great, I think. So to start with, I think this is just great. It has a very nice, well done structure. It has a very quick start introduction for you to learn. And then also it has a very good, well-developed method. And of course, you're not gonna decide on a particular method by yourself just as a first year or secondary student. You probably talk to your supervisor about, discuss about all this plan. Now, before you go talk to a supervisor, you can actually educate yourself on each of this area. Make sure you are very comfortable with this. Now, Claude did about the same thing. So I asked Claude about that same prompt that, hey, so it has a very actually much more detailed structure than ChatGPT. I asked the same thing, Claude, and it actually gave me two different papers. So this is the intervention simply. So it gives you these two paper, one on introduction. So this is the introduction. The lit review we developed based on journal papers only. And then it also gives us the very nice method. This method is even more detailed, much more detailed than ChatGPT. So it gives me all of these. Microsoft Copilot is about the same, structure. It gave me the lit review with the method as well. DeepSeek same, Grok very similar. So like I said, to get started with, I think this is great. To come to this point, like say when there was no AI, you'd probably spending months or years. So feel free to to play with this different AI platform. Let me know what you're using in your starting of your research, and is it really helpful for yourself, or just totally hallucinating in your area or things like that. Feel free to play with this. I think this is amazing that we have. In the next few videos, I'll be showing you specifically literature review type of AI platform, which you can use to do a great literature review that could be like a bulletproof with having all the information there and a very solid reasoning that you can develop using a very short amount of time.